Dependent origination, Paticca Samuppada. Dhamma talk number 3. Kamma formation and consciousness. Sankhara Pichaya Vijnanam. Here we are going to talk about 12 different talks on this topic. If you want to understand this Paticca Samuppada or dependent origination thoroughly, after listening to each talk, draw a diagram. The way you understand diagram or a flow chart, and keep on adding the new information from succeeding talks onto the diagram. At the end of the talk, you will find you have a complete understanding by looking at your diagram that you built of all the facts of the discourses in a complete and rounded way. This Paticca Samuppada looks simple and straightforward on the surface, but it has many aspects of Buddha's key teachings are interwoven in these discourses. Listen carefully to each talk. You'll have all these aspects described accordingly on each appropriate parts. All these aspects mean different key points of Buddha's teachings and its relationship to this discourse. This is, we can call it link number 2 of the 12 links of dependent origination. The first link is Avijja Pichaya Sankhara. Ignorance is the condition. Kamma formation is the effect. And the second one is Kamma formation is the condition. And that gives rise to Vijnanam, consciousness, second link. In these 12 links, it consists of 12 factors, of course. And these 12 factors are, the first one is called ignorance, avijja. Second, Kamma formation, sankhara. Third, resultant consciousness, vijnanam. Mind and matter, nama and rupa. 6 sense basis, salayatanam. Mental contact, phassa. Feeling, vedana. Craving, tanha. Grasping or clinging, whichever word you like, is upadana. And I'll call it life actions, Kamma bhava, life actions. Kamma bhava, Jati, Jara, Marana, birth, aging, and death. Of course, along with those birth, aging, and death, sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair are associated in most of the existence, except for a certain Brahma. So those are the 12 factors, and they are linked one to the other through cause and effect. So in this Paticcasamuppada, dependent origination discourse, there are 12 factors, what we have just said. These 12 factors cover 3 different successive lives. There are 12 factors, and these 12 factors covers 3 different successive lives. Not particular, just in general is past life, present life, and future life. Wherever your point of standing the present is, that's what it is. Past, present, and future lives. The first 2, ignorance and karma formation. Okay, these 2 represent the past life. Ignorance and karma formation represent past life. And then relinking consciousness, mind and matter, okay. 6 sense basis, mental contact, and feeling represent the present life, a part, a segment of the present life. Which part and how we'll explain in different topics or different talks. And then craving, clinging, and life actions. Okay, in the scripture, in the verse is only bhava. Literally translated as life. But in here, our elders has put like kamma bhava, to be more complete, to have a thorough, complete understanding. Kamma bhava. And I translated karma as actions and bhava as life. That's why I call it life actions. You won't see it in the books. And these craving, clinging, and life actions belong to a part of this present life. Okay? The first 5, relinking consciousness, mind and matter, 6 sense bases, mental contact, and feeling is a part, some segment, some parts of our present life. And the remaining 3, craving, grasping, and life actions, also a part of the present life. It's divided into 2. We'll later explain why and how it is and what they are, what they represent. And the last one, jati, jara, marana, birth, decay or aging, and death. That represent the next life. So that's how it is divided. The first two for the past life, the second 8 for the present life, and the last 2 is for the next life. That's how they cover. In that way you can see the cycle, past, present and future, past, present and future, going round and round. And all the time, present become past, and then future become present, and there's another future, and so on, keep on going endlessly. The pivot point is the present moment. So one key point to understand in this Paticca Samuppada Sutta is these 12 factors represent 3 time zones: past life, present life, and future life. It's important to understand. So this presentation of 2, 8, and 2 for past, present, and future, this is how rebirth takes place. This is how rebirth takes place in the oceans of rounds of rebirth. In the oceans of round of rebirth, Pali words is called sansara. That's how rebirth takes place. The presentation in this dependent origination discourse indicates Buddhism accepts the existence of the infinite past life and also a definite existence of the infinite numbers of future lives, as long as this cycle of 12 links keep on operating uninterruptedly. I'll repeat again. In this discourse, by studying this discourse, you will understand acceptance of infinite past lives in Buddhism, and also acceptance of infinite future lives, existence of infinite future life. But the point is, the key point is, this future lives depend on, as long as these 12 links keep on operating uninterruptedly. So, from this discourse, that's one thing we learn. Karma formation. Okay. Karma formation, what's the Pali word? Sankhara. Karma formation. In this discourse, sankhara is translated as karma formation for clear understanding. But in general, sankhara is translated as mental formation, formation of the mind. But in here, it is more effective to translate as karma formation, formation of karma. So this sankhara karma formation right here represent as a direct cause and in a linear sequence, direct cause, and it presents a linear sequence of forming vijnana, relinking consciousness. Sankhara, kamma formation is the cause. Vijnana, relinking consciousness, is the effect. It's a direct cause, and the effect is in a linear time. One is before, one is after. Specifically, past life and present life. So, this vijnana, okay, you will find some words translated as relinking consciousness. What does it mean by relinking consciousness? It is the link between the past life and the present life. Past life and present life, and this consciousness is the connecting points. Okay? The first consciousness of the present life. So, vijnana is called relinking consciousness. And also, you'll find it's called as resultant consciousness. Vijnana is the effect or the result of all the karma formation of the past life. And in here, we should note something. Keep in mind all the time throughout this discourse. Even though here we show the ignorance is the cause, karma formation is the effect, karma formation is the cause, consciousness, relinking consciousness, rebirth consciousness is the effect. It seems like, it's very clear, not even seems like, one cause, one effect. This is where we have to be careful. Even though there are only one cause and one effect is indicated here, it involves several causes and several effects in reality. But the Buddha singled out these singularly, one cause and one effect, because they are the key cause to have that key effect, or the main cause to have the main effect. Just to have the flow good, the Buddha show or indicate the key or the main cause and the key or the main effect, but actually several causes and several effects. And this also indicate, to understand Buddhism, Buddhism doesn't accept one cause, one effect concept. Buddhism doesn't accept one cause, one effect concept. It accepts many causes conditioned many effects. So that we need to keep note, and whenever we hear the word cause and effect, okay, many cause, many effects concept. Buddhism reject one cause, one effect concept, or one cause, many effect concept. So that's another one we need to be noted. And rebirth consciousness, okay, now we know vijnana is relinking consciousness, rebirth consciousness, resultant conscious. They are all the same, one and the same. Just for information purpose, there are 32 types of rebirth or relinking consciousness. And all these 32 types, one or the other, is conditioned by karma in general, specifically conditioned by sankhara, karma formation. Sankhara is one cause. And also there's another one called nimitta. Nimitta is more like a sign, a signal, a vision of something that can also lead you to the certain type of rebirth consciousness. And also another one is called gati, destiny. Sometime just before you die, you see places where you will be reborn. In general, whether in a Dewa realm or let's say heaven or hell, or human for that matter, whatever, it's called gati, destiny. Destiny vision, and then the sign vision. Those are the ones that conditioned the type of relinking consciousness. Now, I'll keep on repeating all these words, and here is important to become familiar with the words that refers to. Rebirth consciousness, relinking consciousness, is specifically refer to the first consciousness that arises in a new life. When you say rebirth consciousness, it refers to the first consciousness that arises in a new life. It is a presentation, or let's call it manifestation, of the karmic energy produced by all the actions one has done in the past life. Actions that you do are called karma, and they have the potentiality remains. I'll call it karmic energy, that potentiality is. That karmic energy manifested as a relinking consciousness or a birth consciousness. And this birth consciousness arises and passes away, just so, in a manner of a billionth of a second, that fast. The relinking or birth consciousness arises and passes away. And after that birth consciousness, rebirth consciousness passes away, another consciousness arises. That another consciousness is named Bhavinga. Let's call it Bhavinga. In English, it's called life continuum. Another consciousness arises after rebirth consciousness. This Bhavinga or life continuum is, if I have to explain in a different way, it's a series of consciousness that arises and passes away, arises and passes away, continuously to maintain the continuum or continuity of this present life. This Bhavinga has to keep on arising and pass away if one has to be alive in a simple manner. Okay? It arises and passes away continuously to maintain the continuum of life. Even though there are two names, one is called rebirth consciousness, relinking consciousness. And another one is called life continuum consciousness. There are two names. But actually, they are identical in nature. No difference. Identical in nature. The first one was given the rebirth consciousness or relinking consciousness. It gives a special name due to its standing first, appearing first in this life. For that reason, it is called rebirth consciousness. The first consciousness that arises. And the life continuum. Life continuum, Bhavinga. There's also another name called Pavitti. Simply put, consciousness thereafter arises. Thereafter means consciousness after the rebirth consciousness, called Pavitti or Bhavinga. Okay? And this Bhavinga will keep on arising and pass away. Arising and passing away, arising and passing away. As long as the karmic energy is there to use. Just like a battery. If the battery is charged, it keeps on working. When the battery has no more energy, it stops. Just like that. This Bhavinga will keep on arising and pass away one after the other, which are identical in nature, till the karmic energy runs out. Then you're dead. Literally, we call it dead. Okay? So, these are the consciousness, these Bhavinga are the consciousness produced by the past life actions or past life karma produced by it. In other words, we can say consciousness are the result of the past karma. These Bhavinga consciousness are the result of the past karma. That's why this is also known or called as resultant consciousness. In Pali, vipaka citta. These are the results of past life actions or past karma. That's why they are called resultant consciousness, vipaka citta. A lot of names, but each names signify a certain process, a certain pattern. That's why I'm repeating all these names. And also, we need to know about these resultant consciousness. These resultant consciousness are passive in nature or passive consciousness. What does it mean by passive? It means these consciousness by themselves cannot produce any new karma. These consciousness will arise, but they do not produce any new karma. And such consciousness are called passive consciousness. So this will give you a little glimpse to the understanding of the second level. Karma formation is the condition or the cause, and Vijnanam, relinking consciousness, is the effect. So if you look at here, we can see a little pattern here, just from these two links. Ignorance What does ignorance do? Ignorance blindfolds us. And then craving. Okay, you do things because you crave for it. Craving entices us. And then karma pushes us. To form the next life. Ignorance, blindfold, craving, entice, karma pushes to form next life. May this understanding of the discourse of dependent origination assist you in the attainment of path and fruition as soon as possible. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much.